about time to show the world how much you've grown.
It's about time you tried taking a little bit of pride in finding out all about the wonderful world outside. It's about time you put your baby shoes on the shelf.
It's about time to start depending on yourself.
It's about time you began drawing up your own plan, discovering things,
testing your wings.
I know you can if you try. If you try, you can spread your wings and fly. There's no problem you can't solve, no mountain you can't climb. You can do it, and it's about time. No one says it's gonna be easy, but I'll bet you're strong enough to take it. 'Cause nothing good ever comes easy. But the harder you struggle,
The harder you work,
the prouder you'll be when you make it. It's about time you learn to do things on your own.
it's about time to show the world how much you've grown.
It's about time you began drawing up your own plan, discovering things.
Testing your wings.
I know you can if you try. If you try, you can spread your wings and fly. There's no problem you can't solve, no mountain you can't climb. You can do it, and it's about time. If you try, if you try, you can spread your wings and fly. There's no problem you can't solve, no mountain you can't climb. You can do it, and it's about time. Hi, everybody. This is Raggedy Ann.
And I'm her brother Andy.
Say, Andy, I've got a riddle for you.
Good. I love riddles. What is it?
What has a face but no nose and two hands but no arms?
A face but no nose, two hands but no arms. It's well, it sounds like gee, I don't know.
Maybe you don't know, but I'll bet that the kids who are listening to this record know the answer. Tell them, kids. That's right. It's a clock.
Aw, shucks, I knew it all along.
Andy, there are lots of different types of clocks.
There sure are. There are big clocks like the ones you see on buildings.
Or smaller clocks like the ones you probably have in your house.
There are even smaller clocks that you can carry around with you called watches.
Most clocks have the numbers 1 through 12 on their faces, but some clocks have other markings.
But you mean the ones with the I's, the X's, and the V's?
Those letters are called Roman numerals. They're just another way of counting from 1 to 12. No matter what kind of markings are on the face of the clock, they all have one thing in common.
What's that?
Why, they tell us what time of the day or night it is, of course.
Telling time is really pretty easy once you understand all about the numbers on the clock. If you don't know how to tell time very well, just listen to the songs on our record and we'll show you how.
Oh, by the way, Andy, could you please tell me what time it is right now?
Sure, Ann, it's it's almost, gosh, I don't have a clock, so I don't know.
Sure you do.
I do?
Yep.
Well, what time is it?
It's time for us to sing our next song.
twice, it's easier that way. The first 12 hours from midnight to noon are called the AM hours.
Let's start with 12 o'clock midnight. That's when the new day begins. The clock keeps moving round and round as on it spins, and we count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're halfway through the morning. Then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now it's noon, the end of the morning. And that's the first 12 hours. They're called the AM hours. The first 12 hours of a brand new day. The next 12 hours from noon to midnight are called the PM hours.
Now we're at 12 noon, when the afternoon begins. The clock keeps moving on as round and round it spins, and we count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's 6 o'clock in the evening. Then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we're all the way through the evening, and that's the last 12 hours. They're called the PM hours. The last 12 hours of a brand new day.
And now it's time to start all over again.
Another brand new day is waiting to begin.
And now that you know exactly what to say,
Let's see if you can count each hour of the day. There's 12 midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., then 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 noon.
and that's
The first 12 hours, they're called the AM hours. The first 12 hours of a brand new day. Then 12 noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., then 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 midnight. And that's the last 12 hours. They're called the PM hours. The last 12 hours of a brand new day. See, I told you it was easy. Now that you understand about the numbers 1 through 12 and AM and PM, let's talk about one special hour and all the different ways to divide it up by half hours, quarter hours, and by minutes. 1 hour. 1 hour. Do you know what's in it?
we divide it into smaller parts. Each one's called a minute.
And there are 60 minutes in an hour,
30 in the first half,
30 in the second half, 60 minutes in an hour,
30 in the first half,
30 in the second half.
30 plus
30 makes 60.
It always adds up to
60.
60 smaller parts called minutes. Make up an hour. Now you know what's in it. Now that we've divided the hour into halves, let's divide it into even smaller parts called quarters.
1 hour. 1 hour. Do you know the order?
When we divide it into 4 parts, each one's called a quarter.
And there are 60 minutes in an hour.
15 in the first quarter,
15 in the second quarter. 60 minutes in an hour.
15 in the third quarter,
15 in the fourth quarter.
4
15s are 60. They always add up to 60. 4 quarters each with 15 minutes. Make up an hour. Now you know what's in it. Now, you should know how many minutes there are in 1 1 hour, how many there are in 1/2 hour, and how many there are in 1/4 of an hour. How many minutes in 1 hour? 60. How many minutes in 1/2 hour?
30.
How many minutes in 1/4 hour?
15.
How many quarters in 1 hour?
4. 30 plus 30 makes 60. They always add up to 60. And 4 15s are 60. They always add up to 60. 60 smaller parts called minutes make up an hour. Now you know what's in it. 30 plus 30 makes 60. They always add up to 60. And 4 15s are 60. They always add up to 60. 60 smaller parts called minutes make up an hour. Now you know what's in it. Now that we've talked about the numbers and some of the ways to divide them up, let's talk about the hands on the clock. The two most important ones are the shorthand and the long hand. The shorthand is called the hour hand because the number it's pointing to tells you what hour it is.
That's right, Anne. The other important hand is the long hand. It's called the minute hand because the number it's pointing to tells you what minute of the hour it is.
Another hand that some clocks and watches have is called a second hand.
The short or hour hand moves the slowest of all of the hands on the clock. It takes 12 hours or 1/2 a day to go around the clock face just once.
The minute hand moves faster. It travels around all 12 numbers in 1 hour or 60 minutes.
The second hand moves the fastest of them all. It travels around all 12 numbers in just 1 minute or 60 seconds.
Now remember, the short hand points to the hour.
And the long hand points to the minute.
Listen to this song and I think you'll understand. When the short hand points to 1 and the long hand points to 12, then it's 1 o'clock.
When the short hand points to 3 and the long hand points to 12, then it's 3 o'clock.
When the short hand points to 8 and the long hand points to 12, then it's 8 o'clock.
When the short hand points to 10 and the long hand points to 12, then it's 10 o'clock. The hour of the day is something you can understand by always looking at the short hand.
When the short hand points to 2 and the long hand points to 6, it's 2:30 or 2:30.
When the short hand points to 5 and the long hand points to 6, it's 5:30 or 5:30.
When the short hand points to 9 and the long hand points to 6, it's 9:30 or 9:30.
When the short hand points to 12 and the long hand points to 6, it's 12:30 or 12:30. The minutes of the hour are something you can understand by always to 1 and the long hand points to 3, it's 1:15, or quarter past 1.
When the shorthand points to 4 and the longhand points to 3, it's 4:15 or quarter past 4.
When the shorthand points to 5 and the longhand points to 9, it's 5:45, a quarter of 6.
When the shorthand points to 10 and the longhand points to 9, it's 10:45 or quarter to 11. Quarter past and quarter to
Is something you can understand by always looking at the long hand. When the shorthand points to 1 and the long hand points to 12, what time is it? It's 1 o'clock. When the shorthand points to 3 and the long hand points to 6, what time is it?
it's 3:30.
Or half past 3. When the shorthand points to 8 and the long hand points to 9, what time is it?
It's
Or
8:45.
quarter to 9. When the shorthand points to 10 and the long hand points to 9, what time is it?
It's
Or
10:45.
quarter to 11. Telling time is something you can understand by always looking at the long and short hand. Telling time is something you can understand by always looking at the long and short hand.
We've talked about how to tell what time it is by halves and quarters. Now, let's look at even smaller ways of dividing up the hour into groups of 5 minutes each.
5 minutes.
10 minutes.
15 minutes. That's quarter past the hour. Now the long hand's on the 3.
20 minutes.
25 minutes.
30 minutes.
It's half past the hour. Now the long hand's on the 6. 35 minutes.
40 minutes.
45 minutes. It's quarter to the hour. Now the long hand's on the 9.
50 minutes.
55 minutes.
60 minutes.
It's 1 full hour. Now the long hand's on the 12. And when the long hand's on the 1, it's 5 minutes after the hour. When the long hand's on the 2, it's 10 minutes after the hour. When the long hand's on the 3, it's 15 minutes after the hour. And that's 1/4 of an hour. When the long hand's on the 4, it's 20 minutes after the hour. When the long hand's on the 5, it's 25 minutes after the hour. When the long hand's on the 6, it's 30 minutes after the hour. And that's 1/2 of an hour. When the long hand's on the 7, it's 35 minutes after the hour.
Or 25 minutes to the hour to come.
When the long hand's on the 8, it's 40 minutes after the hour.
Or 20 minutes to the hour to come.
When the long hand's on the 9, it's 45 minutes after the hour.
Or 15 minutes to the hour to come.
And that's 3/4 of an hour. When the long hand's on the 10, it's 15 minutes after the hour. Or 10 minutes to the hour to come. When the long hand's on the 11, minutes after the hour. Or 5 minutes to the hour to come.
When the long hand's on the 12,
It's 1 full hour. And a new hour has come. When the short hand's on short hand's on the 12, and the long hand's on the 12. What time is it? It's 12 o'clock.
Well, everybody, that's just about it. We've learned all about the clock and the 12 numbers on its face.
And we've learned about the long and the short hand, and how to tell what time it is by seeing what numbers the hands are pointing to.
Now the rest is up to you. You've got to practice telling time.
That's right, Anne. There are lots of clocks everywhere. Just look around and you're bound to find one nearby. Keep trying to tell time correctly, and ask someone who already knows how to see how you're doing.
I'm sure that pretty soon you will know how to tell what time it is all day long. Hey, Andy, I've got one more riddle for you.
What is it, Anne?
What's the saddest time of all?
Oh, I know the answer to that one. The saddest time of all is the time when we have to say goodbye to all our friends.
That's right, Andy. But we'll see them all again real soon.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
It's about time you learn to do things on your own.
It's about time to show the world how much you've grown.
It's about time you tried
taking a little bit of pride and finding out all about the wonderful world outside.
It's about time you put your baby